Segue. Wait.
Oh, is this hit Jewel time?
Well, hi there, fuckers. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Recapitation, where we dig through the ditches, burn through the witches, but don't lose your head, because we're talking about the Boulet Brothers Dragula season 6 and 6 and 6. And this week, baby, we're talking killer dolls, so I got the most killer doll I know. Our brand new Exorsister and her newest album, Welcome to My Manor, it's Cynthia Doll.
Good morning, sinners or fuckers.
The
All
fuck
of
sinners,
you.
the sin fuckers.
The sin fuckers. Yes. Yes. Full of envy, baby.
Mm-hmm. Cynthia, how are you? I miss you. This is a huge week for you.
Yeah, I've been kind of planning this for quite some time. It's been crazy, but I think one thing that Dragula has taught me is to just roll with it.
Roll with the crazy. Be ready for
You know,
anything.
so I'm like a dog in the backyard just rolling around in my own shit, you know? I'm living my best life.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear. And once again, that is Welcome to My Manor, the newest album from Cynthia Doll, available on Spotify and wherever you get your music. How are you liking the season so far? I mean, now that you are officially a part of it, I assume you love.
Well, outside like me being a part of it, which I'm like really happy I get to be a part of it, because to me this is like an from top to bottom idealized season of Dragula. You know, when things start to get more bigger and bigger, they start to lose their flavor, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Dragula, it just seems the ideas get bigger and bigger, and that's what I love the most about this season. The dynamic with this cast is insane. Chicago is up in flames right now.
Well, yeah, no, Chicago alone. And speaking of not losing the flavor, I think it's so easy once a show gets polished, like you said. We've got the formula down. The stage is gorgeous. The hosts are gorgeous. They're having a little more fun this season, too, I've noticed. It didn't lose the flavor because episode 1, we had not one, but 2 people eat feces on stage. Yeah. I was gagged. I was like, we are so fucking back.
But we are back. And the thing is, it's like, drag has always been punk, and we are like the weirdos outside of society, right? And so like,
I thought I was a girl.
Right.
Are you ready to get into this episode?
I am so ready. I'm ready to critique these bitches.
All right. It is episode 2. And to catch you up, Severity Stone has been our dearly departed. But that also means Aurora is coming in hot. We open up and we're back in the laboratory. And the first thing that we see on the table, bitch, why was I so gagged at the Boulet Brothers?
Baby, the Boulet should have sent me a PR. I want them dolls.
No. The Boulet Brothers merch is actually crazy. We're talking like, oh yeah, sure, we have shirts, but here's a full mug line. Here's dolls. Here's little puppets. Here's a comic book. I'm like, they just do anything. And those dolls were gorgeous.
Oh, not only are they gorgeous, but they're passing everything out to the contestants this season. It's like going trick-or-treating at Dragula Manor.
Hey, we got makeup that first day, and then...
Not only that, they get prizes this season, JK.
All I have is the thrill of knowing I won something. But
right.
$1,000 or something would have been nice.
But this, you got a good pat on the back and a little tinkle of drink spilt on you.
But ultimately, Aurora comes back into the room, and everyone is thrilled to see her, especially Scylla. Especially Scylla. I'm going to be brave. I'm obsessed with Scylla.
I am too.
I love a hater.
Okay.
Especially a hater with, we don't know the backstory. I don't live in Chicago. I don't know what history they have. So to me, it's just like she wakes up every morning and decides to hate Aurora.
Okay. Hey, I can't knock her because anything that gets you out of bed deserves a clap. You know what I mean? If hatred wakes you up in the morning and gets you out of your bed, baby, hate on. Scylla probably have been auditioning since Thy Kingdom Come, Thy Will Be Done. So here she is thinking like it is her chance. And here she comes with her arch nemesis from her hometown. And she's like, this bitch is here? Like, this bitch didn't even have to do anything. All right, girl, it's time to move on. Or else this is going to be your narrative all season. Take it from me.
And no, that hate's going to eat you up. That's going to get in your way. That's what you're going to be thinking about when you should be worrying about what you're putting out there on the floor show. Yeah. Going into the lab again, there's another budding beef between, and I could have if I could have rolled the dice and just hit a dartboard and hit two random competitors, I would have never guessed these two. But between Pie and Asia.
Pie is playing a messy game, girl. It's time to clean up the fucking table.
If I've learned anything, yes, absolutely come for people, talk about it. You're on reality TV. Let's chit chat. Don't come for the winner. Don't come for the only winner so far. Like, yeah. Truly, Asia is the only bitch on that cast right now whose shit don't stank. I'm like, pick anyone else, Pie.
Leave the mind games to Majesty. Honestly, because Pie is getting themselves wrapped up too early, and it's like really early, in my opinion. Like, feel out the room, breathe, and kind of see how everything is going, and then make your moves. But say what's on your mind, but don't pull these bitches aside and say this. Like, you have to say that shit out front so you don't look like a fake bitch.
I definitely think voting for the first challenge kind of fucked with their head a little bit. They're like, I came here for drag, and what I got is Survivor. Okay.
And realistically, did you expect anything to go the way you thought it would when you go to Dragula?
The last thing I want to talk about is there's another competitor who seems to be a little loud, a little abrasive. I think some would call them annoying, and they're coming for people's looks, but they also tend to be a little sloppy. Does that sound familiar to you?
No.
I'm talking about my one and only diva, Desiree Dick, who I adore. And she just reminds me so much of myself. I'm like, you have a million thoughts, and there is not a single ounce of editing in her eyes. She was like, well, you look like this. No, you look like this, but you look like shit. Why are you coming for me? And I'm like, oh, no, diva, I was there.
All right. And the thing is, it's like you can't really do anything at that moment because what you need to do is speak your mind. And her mind is wild. Her mind is intense. Is it great for reality television? Absolutely. Keep her the fuck there, bitch. Because you know that she's going to be stirring the pot like it's the last meal she's about to serve.
Up next, what we're going to get into is the Fright feat. But first, there's a little special guest that's coming in. Our Exorsister. Ooh.
Exorsister.
Exorsister. Our Exorsister is none other. I didn't vote. Cynthia Doll.
Because, you know, if you had voted, I would have still won. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's wild. I was so happy that they asked me to come back.
No, I'm 100% convinced that, one, you're the obvious Exorsister. I'm like, audience at home, tell me if you agree. Clap if you agree. You are just so charming and lovable and entertaining and fun to watch during our season. I'm like, I can't imagine it would be anyone else.
Well, the thing is, it's like I have so much worry in the world, and I was consuming myself in that, and I was just becoming so unhappy that when I got the call to Dragula, I was able to let go of everything.
And look how far it got you. Now you're judging amateur dodgeball on a reality program featuring a bunch of little freak drag artists.
Okay, it was all worth it. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
And as the original bitch who was shown the door, it was it's so much fun when I hear, "There's the door, bitch!"
I had to. I literally, like, the thing is, I met so many people from around, and that's the thing that they always tell me. They're showing me where the door is, and so if anything happens wherever I'm at, people have shown me where the exit is. So I'm like, all right, the exit's over there. If I need to escape right now, I know where the exit is.
Dodgeball. I do have a question. So at one point during dodgeball, you, my beautiful, gorgeous, lovely sister, you called one of the balls flying at you a tube.
So that was the subtitles. I noticed that the subtitles said tubes flying everywhere, but I said cubes. So that one's not on me. Could you imagine me be like, tubes flying everywhere? And they're like just donuts in the sky? You know what I mean? Like... Okay.
Wait, for my own benefit, what is a cube?
A cube is the 4D square.
Okay, right. And then what were they throwing during dodgeball?
Oh, well, they were throwing a ball. Listen, move the fuck on, JK. Okay? I am so confused right now.
Ultimately, it is the Kansas City dancing diva clown icon Jaharia that wins the Fright feat, which just makes sense to me. I looked up performance videos of her. I'm obsessed. Of course, she didn't get hit by anything. She would just drop into the splits and dodge it.
You know what I mean? She, and if she didn't dodge it, she would just suck it up with her pussy because that's all she serves on stage.
Jaharia decides to use it on anti-heroin. So anti-heroin now has to get ready for the next floor show one-armed. Do you think this was the right choice on Jaharia's part?
Honestly, yeah. Because if she saw like that bitch is doing good, and it's no what are they called? It's no porta potty. What the literal fuck?
She's where she belongs.
Okay.
It's no porta potty, but I still feel like I would have kind of a disadvantage, like putting my makeup on with only one hand.
They're getting to work in the lab, which is my favorite time of the episode. Not to watch them get ready, but because it's, hey, can I pull you to the side? Hey, can I talk to you for a second? Hey, do you have a minute? Like,
that's when the messy conversations come in.
Those little chats really feed me. And Majesty has something juicy to say with Aurora. He pulls Aurora backstage and just says, hey, there's a rumor that someone's getting you disqualified because you were talking about it before the show. And I'm like, that's not show tea. You would be kicked off this program tea.
I don't think anybody was saying anything. I think it was all strategy. I actually don't really care. Shit happens, shit leaks, and that's how it goes. Like, I understand that there's penalties and everything that can happen, but there's some things that are kind of out of your control that you're like, what can I do right now? I'm in this competition. Am I supposed to call my lawyer right now, the phone that I do not have? Like, what can you do? So I think that there's some kind of mind game with that.
But I'm like, Majesty is not Drakmorda. Majesty is not Swanthula or David or Jayla or Casey. Majesty can say whatever the fuck they want. Or Aaron.
We stand Aaron.
Hi, y'all. We were talking about Namaste Majesty, and I was like, I give it 10 minutes into the next episode. I was right. Majesty is stirring up shit, which is what I want to see. But in another episode of, hey, can I talk to you for a second? Pi pulls Asia aside to talk about their little argument from earlier. And if you ask me, I think it goes not well.
No. Well, and in my opinion, Asia's calling it out for what it is. And that's like, that's how I played the game. I called everything out for what it was, how I seen it. And that's how you do it. Pi, I think, is insecure from the previous episode, and it's starting to show this episode.
Again, it's hard because I know Pi's so well outside. And
Yeah.
I do think, and like, both of us could be wrong. It could be the edit. Who fucking knows? But I think they're truly being genuine. They want to be loved. They want to be appreciated. They are such a big fan of Dragula, the franchise, the monsters, and it's such a good support for everybody. I think they're trying to do that. But in this competitive setting, in a room where everyone's really gunning, and a season where anyone here could take it, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that's reading like being disingenuous.
Yeah.
I think it's a lack of communication here, but it's one that is a lot of fun to watch.
You can only do so much damage control to where it looks a certain way.
I'm going to ask every guest this because I think it's so fucking funny. How do you feel about the fake out sirens?
Oh my God. Nobody is going to top Fantasia smashing her boob on the table. I'm sorry.
Okay. Like literally right here in my notes, I have like, I love them, but I miss Fantasia every episode.
Same.
Her reaction every time was something
She was
wild.
the one. She is the winner of the sirens.
No, she's the fake out siren. Like
Literally that.
the floor show's about to start. The floor show's about to start.
Boom, boom. Yes.
And the floor show is beginning. And I hope I'm not being too forward when I say this, but Swanthula and Drakmorda are mothering with their whole puss with these looks this season.
Baby, it's like one of my favorite things to watch, to see like what they do next, because they're, they have a very specific brand, so you, in your mind, you're like, oh, there's nothing that they can do, but they do it every single time.
I would pay so much money just to look at their closet for 16 seconds.
Oh my God.
Just to be there for enough time to take it all in.
And if one size didn't fit you, the other one would.
Are you a size swan or a size drac? I'm a size drac.
Right, I'll be swan.
These season 6 spoiled hookers got the lip sync song I Love Hollywood by Slay YYY Tur.
Wake it up.
And why did we get the devil's fucking ball?
Don't come for the devil's ball. Do not come for the devil's ball. That song is cunty. That song is that girl.
You can love the devil's ball as much as you want. I won that episode, and I'm still like, I really had to sit here and do I skip at the devil's ball.
You
at
did.
the devil's ball. Okay, there's still so much to talk about. I haven't even touched on Jennifer fucking Tilly. Jennifer Tilly is a guest judge. I am gagged. I am gooped. I am thrilled. I love Jennifer Tilly.
The way my life would have been a full circle moment, the first horror movie that I seen in theaters was The Bride of Chucky.
Oh.
And when I tell you, if that was the case for my, our season, I don't know how, I probably would have reacted the same way as Desiree Dick.
No, you just wouldn't have let go. Like, oh, Jennifer Tilly, you're coming home with me.
Oh, I'll never let go.
The floor show is fucking incredible. There's a lot to talk about, but I just want to ask, who were your favorites, just off the top of your head? Whose looks were just the dolliest of dolls?
I thought Pi did a really good execution. That might be a little unpopular of opinion, but Pi was very, I know who that is.
And I'm obsessed with Pi. Like, coincidentally, you don't know when these challenges are coming, but just the first 2 looks of the season are just Pi as the mouth of this giant mascot just twice in a row.
Yes.
I'm like, no,
Yes.
now your whole thing now is mascot drag.
I mean, kind of same with like Gray. Like Gray kind of served a look kind of like that previously. But Gray's performance, I am obsessed. Like, what?
Wait, no.
I was-
When Gray hit this little, when he was doing like,
Okay, that bitch. Literally. I said, ah! Oh my God.
Gray Matter was immaculate, and it scares me, and it should scare everyone else there that they are still in the competition, because I have
Yeah.
yet to see something Gray cannot do.
Yeah. Yeah. Except when.
So it's Pie, Gray Matter, and then I have to obviously throw it to Anti-Heroine. And I have questions. I have questions that demand answers. Miss Heroine LLC, how did you get that box on a plane?
I mean, it's probably like foldable.
I still don't get it. Because not
So,
only
like-
was it like the box, there was reveals, it had legs. I'm like, I don't understand.
The way that she was moving, everything, it was spot on, an A+ performance. It was so good. I also want to give a shout out to Yuri. I thought Yuri's puppeteer look was kind of out of the box.
Ha! Who do you think, based on the floor show, is in danger?
I didn't feel like Vivi did what was asked. Vivi came out as Pennywise when we just got done seeing like the reimagining, and I wish that there was a different thought out character, maybe like an original character I'd have loved to see.
Well, they have Pennywise action figures, so that kind of works.
But which one came first, the movie or the action figure?
The book.
Right. Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Missouri. I'm sorry, Missouri. I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan. I have been racking my brain all day trying to figure out what kind of doll Jaharia was.
I can't tell you.
It was very tiny soldiers. Like, she was a warrior, but I didn't get doll. And
I haven't spoken out about this yet. But
Exclusive.
I am not quite for sure either. Sorry, sissy. I wasn't quite for sure on it. She looked good, and she obviously delivered a performance, but I think it's the performance that saved her. She's sickening. But let's also talk in like a Dragula standpoint. So if you were supposed to be portraying a doll, would a doll do a performance like that for the doll challenge?
Well, how good is the technology? Because, like, if you wind it up and, like, because I've seen some crazy dolls. Like, there's babies that shit. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe there's, like, a little wind-up doll that, like, oh, when you let it go, it just...
This is a death-dropping doll. Okay.
Like, no one wants to be a doll anymore. No one wants
You know?
to be a doll anymore.
When does it end? Okay. All right.
Someone else that I think just missed the mark was my good sister Scylla. And it's unfortunate because this look is so good. And like the scalping of another competitor was so good. But the problem is, like, you're the runner-up in a pageant and you're holding somebody else's scalp. The whole story takes away from it being a doll.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
dolls don't come with scalp attachments.
But this one did.
This one did?
John Benet Ramsey one did.
The John Benet Ramsey runner-up doll comes with your own scalp.
She was scalped. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what the... At first, I was like, oh, when I seen her design in the creatives, I was like, oh, she's... Like, this is going to be a thought-out look. But then it came on stage. I was like, what happened?
It was Lil Pound Cake down.
Okay.
It was Lil Pound Cake boots. Wait. Now, to her defense, that is a doll.
And what would you would have done? Would you have crocheted this?
No, because I have no skills. Another set of hands made this little number. No, I thought about it. I think I would be a ventriloquist dummy.
Yes.
Because there's something so scary about them because of like goosebumps. And
yes.
Doing full wood grain effects on your body. I don't know. I think there could be something really, really cool about that. I don't know the specifics.
Yeah. No, I hear you on that.
What would you do?
I'm pretty sure Kiss had a line of dolls, so I would have done something like very like 80s rocker limited edition type. But which one came first, the movie or the action figure? I grew up with Barbie dolls. That was like one of my first toys. And my aunt told me, yeah, you used to put the Barbie's head in the dresser and you would slam the dresser door on their heads. And I was like, oh, you didn't know something was wrong with me then? Okay. Great.
Well, you asked for the Barbie, and they were just like, okay, this one's too far gone already. Call me crazy. When they're talking to Scylla, Drac uses my most hated word, polish. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a double-edged sword, because on one hand, Dragula celebrates punk rock, messiness, eating poo-poo on the stage.
Yes.
So I'm like, polish? I think it's silly to demand polish. But at the same time, I know it's a competition, and especially with the people you're up against doing these well-curated but still deliciously messy and punk rock looks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate the word polish. We need to find something else. No more polish.
Well, I think of a doll challenge, to me, I think of polish. Because they're a fresh toy from the box. But that's just my way of taking in the challenge. Now, when you have people like Asia Consent coming out here and doing some take on a voodoo doll, to me, that doesn't seem like polish. So...
No, that's my exact point, because I loved the look. Asia was safe, but I wouldn't call that polished. It was well executed, but not polished.
Right.
You know?
I think it would just have to depend on what the person was going for.
Yeah. And for this, like, cutesy but demonic pageant doll, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Redacted.
We connected the brain.
We see each other. But someone else they talk about and is in the bottom this week is Desiree Dick. And I agree. I think their look was giving very Scarecrow, which if you really want to talk semantics, I think could be considered a doll. But it wasn't giving doll. And I don't think we got to hear enough about Desiree's inspiration to really know what the reference was. And then I think I probably would have gotten it more.
Yeah, I definitely think Desiree should have stretched before she reached.
And I think not only was the outfit a little ill-fitting, wasn't quite on the challenge, but it was hard to move in for a performance challenge. It was just a perfect storm of shit for Desiree this week, and it's hard to see. And it got to her on the stage.
The thing is you have to be prepared to perform at any given moment. And unfortunately, there was too much going on with Desiree's look. Desiree definitely deserved to be in the bottom just this week. Just based off the challenge and based off the look, it wasn't really that well executed, in my opinion. It was sloppy. But I think she redeemed herself once she got to the cauldron where she's like, look, bitch!
baby. And then Jennifer Tilly comforted her, and it was very sweet, and it was very cute. Jennifer Tilly, if you're free, I also need a hug.
Hello. Mother was mothering.
They walk into the cauldron, and baby, gloves are off on sight.
Hello.
From jump. Walked in that bitch mad as hell. It was wild. It wasn't even 0 to 100. It was like 95 to 195. I'm like, because Desiree never slows down.
No.
Just
But
started screaming.
as she really should just like come in and be like, look, bitch, I'm not going anywhere. You need to like start packing. It was very that. Like, I don't know. That's kind of my opinion.
It did get to the point where, and I'm guilty of this, boots,
Yep.
where it just felt like they were yelling at each other, and it wasn't even an argument about who deserves to stay. It was an argument about who could yell the loudest. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no one's gonna beat Desiree at yelling the loudest.
I would have.
Fair.
I would have made sure. I would have not stepped down for dick, okay?
Desiree has such a fire in her that I think Scylla didn't know what to do with it. Was just there like, ah!
Yep.
And I'm like, that has to just add extra stress because Scylla's already had a rough couple weeks.
Yeah, but she did that to herself.
I'm on the side of the annoying bitches.
Okay.
I love my annoying bitches. Something else happens, and as a big fan of Real Housewives and any messy reality television show, I love the girl that talks about something privately, and then as soon as everyone's together is like, well, I heard you said this. Bitch. The way Asia just spilled Pie's tea, spilled about Pie talking about an alliance in front of everybody.
It sounded like she didn't want to bring it up because once Majesty did, then it was like, oh, you spilled my tea. But my thing is, it's like, sometimes you do want to get some things off of your chest, and I probably would have done the same exact thing. But to have that backfire on me like that, I would have been the same exact way as Asia. Like, oh shit, like, not only did I confide in this person saying I have trust issues, now I trusted a room full of people that I'm competing against, and then he just used this against me as like fuel. Like, now I have even bigger trust issues.
Right. And we finally get the iconic line, "This is a game! They have turned this into a game!" And I'm like,
like, the bitch has already snapped, and it's episode 2.
and that's why I love this show.
I love
It's
right.
immaculate artists, but my God, watching a bitch break is so entertaining. And I
Yeah,
can say this because I was broken.
Hello. We all were at some point.
After the cauldron, it is ultimately Desiree and Scylla, and baby, they have brought back, in my humble opinion, the most horrific extermination that they have ever done. And it's the human pincushion. Do you think you would be able to do this?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I did. Pierce my toes. I'm not going home, episode 2.
This is the one that I think it would make me squirm. Obviously, I will do anything. I signed a contract that said I'll do anything, and I don't want to lose. I don't want to go home. It's not my time, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I would second guess all of that for this because I hate pain. I went home on a pain challenge.
I can do pain, I can eat, I can drink. Throw me in the ocean? I might have a panic attack, but I would still do it. I will say one of the most craziest things while watching it was seeing like some kind of skin
The little piece
pop.
of fat. The little,
Yes, it popped on Desiree's neck. I said, "Oh my God!"
like,
I was
that's
like,
in there.
"Is that safe?"
No!
I was like, "Oh," but I mean, the thing is, you keep going, and I think Desiree had a lot of fire in that cauldron. That Desiree had no problem going in there with that much adrenaline and being like, "All right, pincushion me, bitch."
Mm-hmm. And they had that same fire there, too. Just, like,
Yes.
speaking in Spanish to themselves. Like, Desiree looked like a woman possessed.
Yes,
Like, there was nothing in this world that was going to stop her from coming back. Is it kind of fucked up that we're sitting here, we're like, we love our new sisters. Stab them.
Yeah.
Stab them with a needle again. Get her again.
It's so because we went through it too. Everybody watched us do it, so why can't we do it to them now?
Scylla in the extermination seems to be struggling. And to your point about it looking like a movie, there was a gorgeous, just like cinematically beautiful frame where the entire background is dark. She is spotlighted in her like all white and bloody prom dress and
Yes.
just like hunched over. You can see the needle sticking out. It was a beautiful shot of
Yeah.
her going through it.
When I seen that, I'm like, this is how you struggle. Okay.
And Scylla did struggle beautifully, but not as hardcore as Desiree. And Scylla is our next sister to face the extermination block. Do you think this was the right decision going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I the thing is, it's if Scylla didn't get the safe scroll, she would have been in the bottom, and this would have technically been the second time in the bottom. So it seems like that's kind of, unfortunately, that's how the cards played out for her.
Go show Scylla some love. Buy some of Scylla's merch. Support our fallen ghoul, our salty seductress of the seas, because she deserves the world. She may have only been here for 2 episodes, but that bitch made TV, entertainment. Go to a show, tip her, and support her fiercely.
Baby, we stand Scylla.
Who do you think, one name, who do you think's going to win the whole shablam, the whole $100,000 courtesy of us?
I'm gonna be biased, and it's Jaharia's taking it home.
Okay, you better back your
Okay.
Missouri sister.
Yes, absolutely. I might be a little delulu, but
Yeah.
I'm still biased.
Delusion and drag go hand in hand like ketchup and me hating ketchup, you know?
You know, right?
I'm team anti heroin now. Like
Yeah.
I've become fully invested.
Wait, you haven't been?
No, I was always team anti heroin,
Oh,
but now
okay,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh no, this is winner.
Oh yeah.
She was always mother, but now she's winner. Auntie is mother and winner is auntie. Who do you think should be worried? Who needs to step their game up if they want to pull through?
Vivi, girl, where's the television?
Like
Where's the extra-ness? You know,
the extra-ness. That's good.
You know, where is it? I'm waiting.
And I'm sure that someone's going to say that sometime in the cauldron. And see, Vivi scares me because she's quiet. But if you come at her wrong, I know she's going to fight. And I know that's tick talk.
Ooh,
coming
that's
very
what I
soon.
need from her. I need her to start a fight immediately. Then I'll be like, oh, well then who else am I going to pick? You know?
Yeah. Because the looks are fierce. The face is beat.
All of
You
it.
just
But,
give me something more.
but other than that, I'm like, what's the tea?
Where's the
Who's
beef?
the artist behind it all?
Thank you so much to my Exorsister, my album artist, Cynthia Doll. Will you
Oh.
tell the people where they can find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Cynthia Doll X. You can find me on iTunes and Spotify under Cynthia Doll, and you can find me all over social media. I'm always looking at everybody's hateful comments, and I appreciate you, and I see you.
Most of those are mine. I have a lot of burner accounts.
Bitch, I know. I've seen your likes when we used to have the likes moment on X.
And thank you for tuning into Recapitation. We will be back next week with a brand new guest, a new spooky, scary shit, and another episode of the Boulet Brothers Dragula Season 666, streaming every Tuesday on AMC Plus and Shudder. Drive home safe. I don't know why I started saying that.
I mean, it's because you drive people crazy.
Ah! I think this is a good look for you. Diet Coke, nails, naked.
Okay, that thing is so hot. I had to take it off.
No,
It's so hot.
I'm wearing knit. I'm
I
literally
know.
head to toe knit, and my fucking little tootsies,
Yeah. Sickening.
just my toe sweaters.
It's a moment.
It's something. It's fucking something.